You're live.
Right.
Go.
All right, everybody. Hello. Welcome to my weekly meltdown, presented by me, Allison Kelly. And of course, joining us as always, we have the amazing Deborah. How are you doing this evening, Deborah?
Completely fabulous.
And of course, joining us again is this little shit I can't get rid of, Tyler. Tyler, how are you doing? I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me on the show once again, Allison. So, of course, Allison is not here with us tonight. After all of that ridicule about me having IBS, she actually found out that she has developed it this week herself. So, Allison is currently on the toilet. She said that she'll join us later in the show if she can somehow get off the toilet and finish up her crap. But I seriously doubt that is happening. So in the meantime, but in the meantime, you have myself, you have Deb, and I think Dre is joining us later in the show. We're still trying to connect with him and see if he's joining us
in the toilet.
I think so. She's always armed and ready to go. Yeah. She's literally always ready to go, if you know what I mean. Like go number 2. Which is what she's doing right now. Right. Hi in the chat, we have Lizard Gaming. Hello, hello. So we are here to, like every Tuesday, here to break down everything that's been going on in the Big Brother world. I guess, like, genuinely, Deb, to start, how are you doing?
Fabulous.
Yeah?
No, I'm lying, but go ahead.
Why are you lying?
Well, I'm in a lot of pain right now, but I'm just going to keep a smile on my face and pretend that I'm not.
Good. There we go. We also have Rebecca Hurley in the chat saying, go Tyler. I agree. I am very rootable. So thank you for that. But, okay, so let's go right into it. So last we saw on Thursday's show was the battle back, and of course, Scottie won. And then we saw Tyler win head of household.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, go for it.
Controversial whether or not he actually won. They're saying that he lifted his feet off the disc for a second. I guess maybe he was holding on, maybe, adjusted his feet on the disc and lifted them up for a second.
Yeah.
And they're saying that the rule is you have to keep your feet on the disc and yada, yada, yada. And he's not really head of household. And this is like, 3 days later that people are coming up with this after the veto's already been played and everything is already.
Wait, so how you're saying that house guests are complaining about it, or people on the internet?
People on the internet. So now they're screaming and crying,
Yeah, I mean, like this. I'm all for rooting against Tyler 100%, but I think that this is a little fan fiction on the super fans part. And this kind of thing happens every year. Like every year, I feel like they like cry wolf and say like, oh, like this person like cheated, they shouldn't have won HOH. Tyler like truly did win this HOH like 100% fair and square. It came down to a really intense battle between him and Haleigh, and I was watching the live feeds like during that competition when it was going on, and Haleigh like when that like piece of pie or whatever like smacked her and she fell on the ground, she was not holding on with her hands. Like that's how like numb of a grip she had from holding on to that for so long.
Yeah.
So
I think it took the wind out of her. I think it kind of knocked her out a little bit.
Absolutely. Like she was really holding on with everything that she had. And of course, like I wish she would have won that head of household, but I still really respect the like how much like she put into that HOH. And Tyler too, of course. Like that brings me back to the days where like Evil Dick is holding on for like 8 hours and having like freezing cold rain on him, or
that was brutal.
And this one seemed quite as brutal, and it's really refreshing this season to see people doing whatever it takes, holding on for dear life, like not kind of folding for like some guy that's in control of everything like we had last season.
Yeah, and I had really a lot of respect for Kaycee, even though she slipped off. She stayed up and like I guess she's the kind of person that gets like motion sickness, like I do.
Yeah.
She was just vomiting over the edge, just leaning over, vomiting. That girl she didn't care.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, and, unfortunately, she slipped because of the goo and stuff, and you know.
Yeah.
But
I don't remember. Did she like try to make like any kind of deal with Tyler when it was just the two of them up there, or no?
No, she didn't. She did not.
I don't think that. She could have, yes, but like, would it really have done any good? I don't think so.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not after she put him up as the hacker.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
I mean, an eye for an eye. She's going up. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it is what it is. She deserves to go up. I mean, he can't trust her. She's not trustworthy. So he's got to put her up.
Right. Lizard Gaming is saying in the chat, Haleigh has earned my respect. Like, yeah, she's been a really terrible player, like in terms of making the wrong calls, especially with Fessy this entire season. But I agree. Like, I respect her in this competition. Mm-hmm. So fast forward to nomination ceremony. Tyler has nominated, shocker, Scottie and Haleigh.
Right.
There was all this talk of Scottie like coming back into the house wanting to instead align with Tyler instead of like who his previous allies were. But Tyler just really like shut that down really quick. Like he was showing face and saying like, yeah, man, totally, we'll work together, rock on. But of course, like he didn't really like mean any of that. And as soon as he got power, he knew that he was going to put up Scottie and Haleigh. I mean, they actually had a diary room leak this past week, and it wasn't like the same thing that happened with like the intercom and Brett and Sam and stuff. Like nobody else in the house heard this, like we as the viewers did. But basically, like production was asking Tyler, like, so who are you thinking of putting up? And he was like, oh, definitely Scottie and Haleigh. And production was like, yeah, that's what we thought, kind of thing. So it was a very casual conversation. Like it seemed very like personal instead of a little more like misleading, or I don't know, just the phrase like that's what I thought. Yeah, kind of seems a little too like guided for me. So it was an interesting link to hear for sure. But so that's been Tyler's plan all along, and honestly, like it makes the most sense. Like I'm not gonna dog him here.
Everybody voted out Scottie. I mean, you have to vote him out again.
Right, exactly.
Go. I mean, he's not trustworthy at this point. Once you leave that house, you're not trustworthy coming back in because you have
exactly. And at least it's giving Haleigh another week to kind of find her footing without Fessy. But it really looks like Scottie is going to be the one.
I don't think anybody trusts Haleigh. They all know that she's fake. You know, she'll sit there and have a conversation with Tyler and just lie right to his face, and he knows she's lying.
Right. So. And I'm sure as Scottie's gone, like if she doesn't win HOH like or Veto, she's gonna be right behind him, and then absolutely. the jury is literally gonna consist of all of the Falte members basically.
Right.
Which is crazy. It's just been like boom, 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 like one after another. It's crazy. And it really just goes to show...
It's a respectable game.
What do you mean?
The fact that they were able to annihilate a whole alliance.
Oh, like respectable from like the level 6 person.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, like, I think that this is definitely, at least in the conversation at this point, of this is one of the best alliances of all time in Big Brother history.
Oh, absolutely.
I truly agree with that because these people have been so like locked in step with one another, literally, Deb, like the entire game. And anytime they hear any kind of like plans to for anybody to jump ship or anything, like they all come together, they all communicate saying like, oh, well, this is what JC came to us and said, this is what Haleigh tried to pitch to me. And they just shut it all down. And like they are just totally in lockstep. And it's really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, because at this point, most of the time, there's always that one person that like screws over their alliance.
Right.
You know, they never let it get this far. And
absolutely.
This is pretty far.
Yeah. If anybody in the Oh, wait, hold on. I'm reading the chat right now. Oh, there's no more. But we had Linda Maxwell that said hi. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
So yeah, so let's get to and just full disclosure, guys, like we don't have too much to recap this week because as we're dwindling down in the numbers, like it's a lot less moving chess pieces. It's a lot less things up in the air. You know, like I think that we're gonna have a very interesting week in like a week or two, like once level 6 starts having to turn on one another. But it's slim pickings in terms of updates here this week.
Did you see that? Did you see that moment last night with JC and Tyler in the HOH room? Apparently, JC, I guess, came in the HOH room, and Tyler and Angela were in the bed. And I guess before he came in, she got up and moved to the couch. And so then he came in, and then Angela left. So then he started berating Tyler, saying, you know, I heard her. I heard the footsteps. What are you doing? What do you? And he just went on and on and on to ask what's going on here. I mean, dude, you are fucking digging your grave every time you ask.
I mean, that's what I was going to say. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, there's no way that Tyler is going to go after Angela. It's not happening.
It's not, like, especially with how close Tyler and Angela in particular are getting. But JC really is, just in general, just totally unraveling as a human and as a player in this game. I remember a couple weeks ago, like, we were all saying on the show and, like, on Rob as a podcast, they were all agreeing with this, that, like, JC is playing the middleman super, super well. Like, he is like bopping around to each person, kind of like checking in with them, like making connections and stuff like that. But we're seeing like it's just taking a really ugly turn, and it's not. He's definitely not as like. How do I put this? He's not as eyes on the prize as
and he continually crosses the line of decency.
Yeah.
Like some of the things he's doing, you know, opening the bathroom door on Haleigh. The other day, Angela was changing underneath the covers, and he was pulling the covers off of her. And then, you know, him dropping the N-word again.
Yeah, I saw that too.
You know, so he's constantly stepping over that line. Mm-hmm. And, Yeah,
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if, you know, because usually when this happens, like usually when like an alliance is kind of disintegrated, I feel like there's one member that goes like a couple weeks more before they're finally taken out. So I wouldn't be surprised if Haleigh skips being evicted next week, and we're looking at maybe JC being evicted instead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hi, Anelda. She just said hi in the chat.
Hi. Yeah, I could see that happening because, you know, the more he's prying on the Angela-Tyler relationship, the more, you know, Tyler and Angela are saying, this guy's got to go. You know, he's trying to expose us, so he's got to go.
Absolutely. And, like, the numbers are totally dwindling right now, too, so there's not much
and Angela, she's probably feeling like, you know, what would happen if he won HOH? He would take out Angela.
Lizard Gaming said, I read in the beginning of the season he took an ice cream scooper and said to the females, open up your... That's semi-true. Like, he did that to Tyler, and he literally did, like, scoop his balls or whatever. And production asked...
the vaginas, too. He tried to scoop the girls' vaginas.
Oh, okay. But production, like, asked Tyler in the diary room, like, are you okay with him moving forward in the house, or do you want us to kick him out? And he said, like, no, it's okay. He didn't mean any harm or anything. So JC's been doing this all season, though.
But here's the thing. They're asking them, are you okay with that? At this moment in the game, you could just say no. And
like use that as like a gameplay like reason to like get somebody out without like blood on your hands.
Exactly. You remove them. Exactly. Say, yes, I'm offended. I don't feel safe. I feel sexually violated.
Now, if you were Tyler at this point,
and you were asked that question in the diary room. Do you think it's beneficial for Tyler to say like no? Like, would it be beneficial for JC to leave right now if you were Tyler?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Maybe like 1 or 2 more weeks. Like with Scottie and Haleigh still in the house, I would say no. Like I think
Scottie's
like
going for sure. Scottie's going.
Well, right.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah, he's done. He's toast. He's going back to jury.
Yeah, I'm looking at the board right now. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is time for Tyler to cut JC. Because he still has Kaycee, he still has Angela, who are like his loyal
and the thing
people.
Is, he doesn't need the back and forth. He doesn't need the spy anymore. It's not necessary.
Right.
Because Faute is all but gone.
Right.
You know, Scottie's walking out the door this week, and hopefully Haleigh's walking out next week.
Right. So now we move to the Power of Veto competition. Drum roll. Kaycee has won the Power of Veto. So she, of course, in true level 6 form, she said, nope, not going to use it. So it is Scottie and Haleigh are officially on the block, and one of them will leave Thursday. And Deb, as you were saying, it's definitely Scottie.
Yeah, and for all you people that say that that Kaycee is a couch and furniture, no. Bitch is turning up.
2 vetoes in a hacker comp, you know.
Bitch is
can't argue with those results, you know. She's won more comps than or the same amount of comps as Tyler at this point.
Right. So
with 3.
Yeah, she's turning up.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm repeating myself here because what did we say at the beginning of the season when everybody was calling her furniture? All 3 of us sat here and said, yo, Kaycee is going to turn up in the late section of this game.
Yep.
And look at what she's doing.
Yep.
So very proud of her. Very proud of
that floater game. And for anybody that's watching or in the house that would think otherwise, that's not going to happen, well, then you're deluded. You're deluded because she is a professional football player. She's a beast.
Hell yeah.
She's going to turn up. So.
So I want to shift the conversation over to Brett because I think that he's made a mistake this week. Of course, JC went to him and said, like, listen, like, we got to take out Angela and Kaycee. If I were Brett, I would kind of want to get like a side deal going with Haleigh and JC. They like, listen, like, let's form like a threesome that could potentially like take out like one of those 2. You know, they bring in Sam to like take out Angela or something, for instance, and Sam and Angela don't really get along. Brett could totally make this happen and weaken Tyler in doing that and kind of form like an army, like a resistance of his own against Tyler.
But I think that he feels so safe within his alliance that
he shouldn't.
No, he shouldn't. But he doesn't see what we see.
Right.
He's not a fly on the wall like we are.
Right.
So he doesn't realize the pecking order.
Right. So. I hope that he does realize it soon, and I have faith that he will. I think that like of course like I'm still rooting for Brett to win this whole thing, but yeah, he's just really got to open his eyes before it's too late, and I feel that door like closing in on him in this next week or 2.
Yeah, in the next 2 weeks, the door will be closed.
Yeah, because I mean,
between Tyler and Angela and Kaycee, they're beasts.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like the best thing that could happen to him is if Haleigh wins HOH next week. Haleigh's not going to put Brett up, you know? No. And I feel like that would at least give him like a position of power, like through Haleigh, to kind of make these bonds moving forward.
But who's Haleigh going to go after? Who's Haleigh going to go after?
That's what I was just about to say. I feel like I could see her putting up Kaycee and Angela.
No, there's somebody you're missing.
Oh, Sam?
Yes.
You think that she would go after Sam instead of like somebody? Oh my god.
She does that by Sam. She is that.
Why? Literally, why?
Sam goes out of her way to be passive aggressive with her, and she fears Sam.
That's so stupid.
Yeah. She tried to get Sam up on the block this week so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, she tossed Sam right under the bus over and over again, but
yeah,
it happened.
Interesting. So. Yeah, Sam is that's the other like I feel like JC and Sam both are like huge question marks the entire season in terms of like what are they going to do? Where are they going to fit in? Like what is their path moving forward?
They're just floaters. They're just floaters. That's it.
They are, but I think that like where JC, like we're talking about him getting evicted pretty soon. I really feel like Sam's potential as a GOAT at the end is really increasing week after week.
Sam's GOAT potential is she's the biggest GOAT, and they need to protect her.
Yeah,
they need to drag her GOAT ass to the end.
Yeah, Lizard Gaming is saying good night. So good night, Lizard Gaming. Thank you for joining in the chat and everything.
If I was on Big Brother, I would make an amazing GOAT. Amazing.
you at the end you would like take off some kind of like robe and be like, surprise bitches, I'm actually here and I'm actually like the genius mastermind of the season. And then you would laugh exactly like that. And then you'd say, vote for me. Yeah, it's Sam is definitely like the GOAT, like moving forward. And you know, she's even admitted this like on the TV show. She said like I feel like I've like wasted my summer like not doing anything, like people are gonna bring me to the end because I'm easy to beat. Like she said that to Tyler a few weeks ago. And it's like at least she's realizing it, but she could at least take it a step further and do something about it.
$50,000. It's $50,000. That's nothing to you know, that's respectable. I'm sorry, $50,000.
Yeah, and me too.
For having a summer vacation. Seriously.
Yeah, that's true.
She didn't have to game. She didn't have to. She tried to game and she failed miserably at gaming.
Yeah.
But you know, all she did was have to be herself and do her crafting and cook and make puppy chow and wind chimes, and $50,000 for puppy chow and wind chimes.
Yeah, there you go. That's true. And if Sam is content with that, I guess that's okay.
Yeah, and she didn't have to stress over being on the block, and
I would never be content with that. But to each their own. Do you think that they're moving in the right direction in terms of like wanting to? Because they're targeting Scottie at this point, not Haleigh, to be evicted on Thursday. Do you think that's the right move?
Absolutely.
Why is that?
Because he has such an axe to grind because he was already voted out. You got voted out once, you need to go. You're done. You already lost. So
sure.
You know,
I think that if I were in the Big Brother house, I think that there's a serious argument to be made for Haleigh to be targeted here instead of Scottie. I think that Haleigh has a lot more locked in votes at the end because she was, you know, like think about Scottie's perception in the house. Everybody thought that Scottie was kind of the middleman between the two alliances. Like, well, even though like
they both have to go.
Right. But I would almost rather sit next to Scottie because I feel like he has a lot more he has a lot less respect as a player. And what he did. So.
I think that everybody really loves Scottie, so I don't think that he has enemies on the jury.
I mean, like Bayleigh and Rockstar and Fessy, like but they all thought that like he wasn't loyal and stuff like that. Like
Fessy apologized and said, "I'm sorry, I was wrong. I see it now."
That's true. That annoyed me.
Yeah, he knew he fucked up. He apologized. He knew it was a stupid move. So no, I don't think that he's hated on the jury. I think that he's well loved on the jury, and he has to go, and so does Haleigh.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like Falte really is deciding this the winner of the season for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I
feel like they're all gonna vote in lockstep too. You know, we have Bayleigh, we have Rockstar, we have Fessy, Haleigh, and Scottie. They're realistically like all going to be in jury.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you think that anybody that goes to the end with Angela will win?
No.
No.
Let's say like it's like Sam and Angela final.
Well,
two.
No. We're not counting the goats. We're not. We're not counting goats and JC and.
Sure. Yeah. Let's break it down.
Yeah, we're talking level 6 members only.
Sorry, I was just moving because I was like my back was hurting. Yeah, let's break it down. So who does Angela lose against? Of course, like she loses against Tyler. I think that she loses against Brett. I think that she wins against JC.
Kaycee?
JC.
Or JC. No, JC's going. He's a goner. He's leaving soon.
Yeah.
We're talking level 6. JC's not really level 6. He thinks he is.
Okay, so we're just talking about like
before.
Like, okay, all right. Does Angela win against Kaycee?
Yes. Does Angela win against Kaycee?
I think that she does. And I understand the argument like against that. Like I think that Kaycee is building a nice resume, but
Kaycee
I think
needs an HOH under her belt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I think that Angela has been more of the person that pulls the trigger. Like she has a little bit more blood on her hands. And like, yeah, she's had this whole like bitch like facade like the entire season. Like that's kind of her reputation in the house is like she's this like stone cold player or whatever.
Right, and they all think that she's a stone cold bitch in the jury. The people that are in there now all think that she's like rich, entitled bitch.
But here's the thing, like, well, here's the thing though, like where Paul like would disagree with them and like try to like say like no I'm not, you know. I feel like Angela is kind of owning this perception about her, and she's kind of saying like she's taking a step back and saying like I don't care, like I'm still going to do this, you know. And she's owning her attitude and her game a little bit more, which is why I think like that will be more respected. Especially, you're right, because Kaycee has not won an HOH. Like she hasn't. Yeah.
I think that if she does win HOH and makes a respectable move, let's say she takes out Tyler, I think she could win.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But will that happen? No, I don't think so.
Or if she takes out Angela.
Honestly, I could see Angela cutting Tyler before Kaycee.
Angela is pretty savage, but
yeah,
she's in love with Tyler, so I don't know if she'll do it. I think she may have about 3 weeks ago, but
I think she still would.
You think she still would at this point?
I do. I really do.
Do you think she's that savage to
I do.
Someone she's in love with?
Yes, I honestly do. And if she does, like, God bless her. You know, you know, when I think of level 6, like when somebody just like says that alliance name, Angela is the first person I think of. Like when I think of level 6, I think of her as like the face of that alliance. Like, yeah, like Tyler's been like the big like decision maker, but that's very much so been like the Wizard of Oz, like behind the curtain, kind of controlling it. Like I feel like Angela is like the big bad scary face that has that facade of like all of this control and stuff. Right. I think that there's definitely a really good case if she gets there, but I think like the ranking order is like Tyler, Brett, Angela, Kaycee in terms of like winners and like who beats who.
Right.
But honestly, like I even think Tyler and Brett is more debatable than a lot of people are thinking. And I know we've like breaking that down on the show before, but I think like put Brett in the final 2, and his speech is going to be really, really convincing.
But we don't know what Tyler's will be. You know, he is a super fan. He does know the game extremely well. And nobody knows that. You know, nobody knows that he's a super fan and, you know, a total, you know, BB geek.
Right.
So.
And Brett at least has like Haleigh and Rockstar, and by proxy of that, Fessy, a lot more leaning towards his side than Tyler's.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like 3 kind of already like in his favor. And of course, like Tyler has like Kaycee and Angela, if that were the case. But yeah, it's we'll see. I mean, I'm really excited to see what happens in a week or two once Falte is finally done with. Is there a double eviction coming up? I forget.
I don't know though. I mean, I heard a rumor that they're not having a double eviction at all.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. But I didn't know if I like missed something.
So, and that was from McCray. I'm just saying.
Okay, so a pretty credible source. Pretty McCredible source.
Yes, he is. Shout out to McCray. Love you, dude.
But I mean, that's pretty much it for me, unless you had anything else. I'll tell Allison the safe word, which is minions.
No, I think that's it.
Okay, cool.
Allison,
also, guys.
Safe word.
Yeah. Also, guys, just a little bit of housekeeping. Me, Deb, hopefully Allison, if she's caught up, maybe Kyle, maybe Maria, are going to do a show probably this Sunday. We haven't locked in a time yet, but now that Australian Survivor is at the Medj, and we've gotten that under our belts now, we're very keen to do an episode to recap Australian Survivor, mate.
Yeah.
So
those last 2 eliminations gutted me. Oh,
it's so like if you guys are not watching Australian Survivor, like it is
so good.
It's what Survivor US has not been in a very long time.
That's so good.
It's really, and I'm really glad that you're loving it, Deb, because it's fantastic. And so I can't wait to. You and I have like we've talked a little bit about what we think about people, but I really want to save that for like when we're on air on the show, just so we can get like this really great discussion about Australian Survivor going, and I can't wait to talk about it on Sunday.
I love watching it. It's so good. I didn't watch the merge.
Really
I didn't watch the merge episode yet. Did you?
I didn't either. Did you see like who got taken out though?
I saw who got taken out. The last one.
Okay. So you don't know the merch boot?
No, that's the one where I'm gutted. The last one.
This one's going to gut you too.
Oh God, no! Really?
I haven't watched it yet, but I know who got eliminated. I really need to unfollow Australian Survivor on Instagram. They are not kind with like waiting for US fans to watch it. But yeah, it's a doozy. All right.
I'm gonna watch it next, and I'm gonna get gutted.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's.
They're gonna take out Vanilla. Come on, don't tell me they're gonna take out Vanilla.
I'm not saying a word. I'm not saying who.
No. I love that girl.
Yeah, she is. She's great. I follow her on Instagram. Yeah. But yeah, so stay tuned on Sunday. Of course, as always, we will be live after the eviction on Thursday, so we will see you guys then. And then Sunday is the Australian Survivor recap, and then you'll see us again a week from today, Tuesday, September 11th, and we will go over the live feeds, the spoilers for Veto, and what's looking like the week is shaping out to be. So we will see you guys on Thursday, and thank you guys for tuning in.
Oh, and also everybody follow me on TV Party app. I get paid every time I get a follower.
Yes, do that too. Deb.
Girlfriend needs money. Just saying.
Yes, girlfriend. We all need money at this point. Jesus Christ. But yeah, go follow Deb. And we will see you guys Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.